Here's one to show you how far advanced the automobile industry is as far as diagnostics goes versus the generator industry. Here's a really good test. So let me go in, let me do a functional test, special functions, power balance. This is really neat. All right, so this is basically each cylinder contribution, right? So back in the day, you'd have to go undo an injector, but you really didn't have a nice graph. We could put it on a scope and look at crankshaft speed. Basically, that's what it's doing, is looking at the speed of the crankshaft. So we disable injector 1, and you see that drop right there. Okay, let me go to 5. And we see the drop. And basically, you're looking for an injector that either drop, that doesn't drop as much, and that would mean it's not contributing to the system. And they're all relatively even as far as contributions go. I think the last time I did it turned out pretty even. So right now it's actually killing each injector. That one. And that's called a power balance test. We'll do one more thing. So there's that. And I'll enable them back all, and then I'll go back up, and you get the nice line. So let's go back to what else can I do? We'll go to output controls, and let's go to let's just look at spark advance. So like you can take now the engine, it just went to a top dead center. You can kind of hear the engine kind of start idling funny, and if I advance it, the engine kind of revs up a little bit. Does it show engine RPM? Let's see if I can show that. Okay, so right now let's graph it. Okay, so right there we are. Let me bring down. Now you see right there the RPM dropped. Kind of recovered a little bit. Let's advance it. And then you can see it, the engine responding. Last one I'll do is do a relative compression test. All right, continue. All right, apply parking brake. So you got to shut off the engine, put the clear flood, put the key off, key off, then on. There we go. Now we're on. This person's going to think. So it cranks it, disabling fuel with the no communication. God. Continue. Continue. All right, key on, we're met. Make sure all are met. Fully depress the actuator pedal. Met. Continue. Crank engine for 10 seconds. This person's going to think I'm broken down. So here we go. It's cranking, 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 cranking. So it disabled the injector. So there we go. So now you're looking, there's no difference between each cylinder. So if we had a cylinder that didn't have, you know, it's looking at crankshaft speed like I could do with my oscilloscope, and all of them are going to contribute equally. Now, if there is no raise in amperage, so it's going to be harder to crank over at top dead center of each cylinder. So you're going to get a rise in amperage or a drop in voltage. I don't know if what this is using as far as a sensor, because you can do it both ways, by voltage or amperage. Voltage is either going to go down on a good cylinder with compression at top dead center, or amperage is going to go up on a good cylinder with top dead center. The absence of either one of those indicates you know, that cylinder has lower compression than the others, and then it'll display it as a percentage difference there. So besides all that, this scope has a, you know, an oscilloscope. We could kind of do all that on our own, but it's nice to be able to you know, shut off or control any of these. You know, I can do variable camshaft timing. It's a really useful tool. Techs who are in the automotive industry that work in that every day will be like, yeah, so what? But for a generator guy that where our tools aren't as refined, this is like magic. So kind of an interesting little video, I think.